Hi, thanks for watching. This is our group's fifth annual meet-up. This time we went to Wales. We went here on the Isle of Angelsey, just across the Menai Strait. And this is the house that we rented for a week. I'll give you a quick tour. That's the view across the Menai Strait. This is the upstairs lounge with a large screen TV which was never used once. And we did use the dining room, but we spent most of our time in the kitchen or out in the patio. And it sleeps 10, so there's plenty of room. So we did spend most of our time outside at the porch, sitting here, where we would just replace the table with a log fire. Some people go on walking holidays. Well, we go on talking holidays because we sat there every night discussing everything under the dome. One afternoon I went down to the local beach to see if I could find anything unusual, and this is the view from the beach across the Menai Strait to Wales. I had to turn the volume down because it was quite windy. So that's mainland, they call it, and we're on an island. Right, and that's the view from the beach. So I found lots of strange different stones, and I don't know what this is, last piece of granite maybe, I don't know. And there's various kinds of stone, and I think they may have been dumped at the high water mark to protect the shoreline. I may be wrong, but there's all different kinds of rocks, and I have no idea what this is all about. And you can see there's some stones have actually settled in these pock marks, and they're everywhere. So I don't know what they're all about. They're not drill marks or anything. I just don't know what could have caused it. And like I say, there's various kinds of stone being dumped, and I think that was to protect the shoreline. And more of these rocks, and they're not very deep, so what would have caused that? And it looks like they're not too fussy, they're holes in everywhere. Oh, this looks like an internal organ. That's what that looks like. Wow, is that a giant liver? And look at that. Yep, looks like an internal organ. And that's about the size of a red brick. But it's been eroded by the water so much, its corners are rounded. And there's a big crack right down this rock, whatever this used to be, before it became a rock. Then there's this, just up off the beach. And I don't know how long that would have been there. And I'll need to take a walk around here. But there is some weird stones here. And there's another one right here. So what caused all these holes in these rocks? No idea. So let's take a wee walk around here. Let's see what's in this bit of the beach. Oh look. What does that look like? 3 rings. And this looks like rubble. It looks like a concrete mix or something. Look at all the stones mixed through it. Right. So what is this all about? Again, same thing. And I've got to go up here. And eventually I go up there. And this is where I stood and took that view across the Menai Strait. But again, this is all rubble. And there's no way I'm getting down there, but there's no way back up. Right. And on the way back, I seen this. And the first thing I thought of was around the side of the Sphinx. You know, the watermarks. Then I had a walk through the park. It's actually a small forest. And it's got these walkways everywhere, and I think they're to protect the actual forest itself. So, it was for a while. And you find another path, and you find another walkway. And like I say, I think they're to protect the woods themselves. And this is a path up to some ancient castle. And there's another walkway. And now we get to what they say is the castle, but they say it started as a hill fort. And this is the stairs that take you up to this castle. And I took a walk round the castle, and it's nothing spectacular. Then I found this and I thought, what a waste. And I realised there's lots of people I know that have bought properties and just let them go because they can get a demolition order and rip it down and replace it. Right. I was talking to Bal about why I bought a P900, and I decided to demonstrate. This is Arcturus. These lights fascinate me. And they do move about, they don't just sit in one spot. As they cross the sky, they seem to have, all of them seem to have like a local movement. So they don't stay in one spot stationary. Right. I don't recall the name of this, but does it really matter? I mean, they're all the same. the lights in the sky. They are not stars and planets. And this again is up to this about an hour later. Well, that was the night sky. And this is the daytime sky, and if physics was right, then with the sun in the sky at the same time as the moon is in the sky, you would have to have a full moon. There is no way on Earth that caused this shadow if I'm looking up at both of them at the same time. Julie's husband, Val, joined us. He came on his motorbike and he joined us for a couple of days, which was real handy because he's got family in the area and he knows the area well. And he offered to be my tour guide on a walkabout. Who could say no? And as I was waiting on him getting ready, I looked across the Menai Strait to the mountains in Wales, and then you can see dry stone walls going up into the mountains. So, I mean, why would that be? That this is like, could only be sheep country, if anything. So why would you build a big dry stone wall way up there? This is Beaumaris in Wales, and these are apparently 19th century. And there's some bricked up windows, and it's same up the other side of the street. Now, the curious thing about this is not these buildings, but here. And right behind us is now a council estate. They're a bit fancy for a council estate, don't you think? So I came across this old church and I'd like to have a wee look, and we'll see how many old dead people we can find. And like other churches, it has right in front a big Celtic cross. And you decide for that if you like. So let's have a walk around the church and look at the edges of some of the dead people. So this guy died 1855. And this guy died in 1790, it looks like. Right. I've done this a lot all over the country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and what I've found out, no matter how old the graveyard, the vast majority of headstones are for the middle of the 19th century, some at the start, very few for the 18th, and even fewer for any further on in history. So my question has always been,
reburied.
What happens to all the dead? There's no records of that anywhere. There's always we find out about moving graveyards. But nobody's got any proof that's ever happened. Because what they do now is they find under housing estates graves. They just flatten the land out. Because I've looked And there's nowhere ever an image recording a graveyard getting moved from one location to another. Never been recorded, never been witnessed. But you're right about it.
Or do you think they just sort of, exhume the bodies and rebury them
I
somewhere
think so.
after a few hundred years?
Yeah, just reclaim the land. It's valuable, isn't it?
Yeah.
They did that in Wellington, though, didn't they? They moved the bodies from the church, from the grave.
Oh, there was I don't remember the name of the town. It was a town in England, and it had been like a big square for a long, long time. And they tried to develop it into something, and they found a lot of coffins and stone bones and all sorts, which showed you they just bulldozed everything. Right. This guy died in 1856. And then again, 1859. $1855. So yeah, they're all pretty similar. Yeah. Well. Another one. It was 1751. $1878. 1776. Is this? Can't say it. There you go. 1865. What was that?
It's in the same style as the other one, with a very thin white inside.
Yeah. 1770. Cheers, Bill. Right.
1860.
There we go, that one. Right, 1855. So there's some tech on the shot still. And up here as well. It's over here. $1819. 1800. 1855. 1818. I'm not sure, I can't see. No. It's 1905. Another date on this. Yes, here's an interesting gravestone. Let's get the Skull and Ross ones here. Then a heart with 2 arrows through it. There's the year. $17.25. We're guessing it's the two. So that's the oldest so far.
Yeah.
I'll look at a couple of these. Yes, take on the roof. Oh, 1851. 1826. Yeah, they're all the same. 1858. 1893. And a bricked up door on a church. And that's me filled in with something. So that looks a bit hit and miss. I don't know whether there is no stairs though to the door.
1727.
Yeah. Yeah, 1777. Yeah. Let's see the year on this. Oh, 1880 something. This is just a piece of slate. That's all this is. Yeah, pretty much all the same. Mid-19th century. Let's see here. Yeah. 1815. 1808.
School upstairs, isn't it? Old school, and then you got me in the jail. So, going around the band on it. Brilliant.
And through here, we've now got what's called the National School, erected apparently in 1816. And then, this is the walls of the jail. This church also seems to have been repaired a couple of times because the stonework at the bottom here is totally different from above this line here. Totally different stonework. And the same applies at the same height here, where the stonework is different again. And that's something else I read years ago, that to have your property castellated like this, you had to have royal approval. No matter how wealthy you were or who you were, it made no difference. So that you could not have a stronghold against the king, apparently.
The seagulls sit on the top of the tech. Next, we'll have a look at this building here, and I'll show you why. Because there's lots of clues. There's the floor below the street. And this is blatantly obvious. There's definitely one floor below the street. Someone bricked up, as you see. And that one opened. Right. So it would appear that Beaumaris in Wales had a mud problem, like everywhere else in the UK and everywhere else in the world. And the cost for that is even more. So and they've all got the old grates on them. And you can see the difference in height. And then you look at this one here, 18 inches above the ground. Yeah, if you look at that one up the top there, you're lucky if that's 8 inches. So it's just dropped down above the reason. There's no levelled it off, so you can make the road. That'd be my guess. So Bal has pointed out another interesting building. Right, so that happened, and then it's happened here as well. Yep, just as deep. So look at this arch. It's part of this structure obviously, and it's pretty old. And across for it with this. Now, that is not an architectural design. So was this larger, and they've just added bits to either end. No idea, but it does look a bit strange.
This house is one of the oldest in Great Britain and is listed amongst the historic buildings of Angelsey. It was built about 1400, but give or take, what, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years. Anyway, that was a walkabout, thanks to Bill. So now that I had my bearings, I decided to go down myself the following day and do another walkabout and see what else I could find. And I also wanted a closer look at how you go off at the end of the pier. So that was the view you got for this building here. And tour guides will tell you that it's based on Buckingham Palace. Right. So I went for a closer look. But Julie had already pointed this out to me. The amount of pots. I mean, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 16 pots on that one chimney. Right, and that's double, and that's 10, that's 20, and there's another 20, and I think if you add them all together, that'd be like 170 pots. Does that mean there's 175 places inside this building for air conditioning from way back in the day? So I went to have a closer look and see if there's anything below street level, and the clues are showing up right away. So why is that there? Why is there ventilation required, and why is there a big space? And why are there grills here? Obviously, there's a floor below street level. And just to confirm that, when you get to the corner, it becomes blatantly obvious. That's definitely a floor below street level. And there's another couple just to prove my point. This never gets explained as to why this happens. It's like ignored history. And back here, I've got a row of lock-ups now. Right. And here we've got another window that's been bricked up. And there's there. I don't see what's behind here or anything. Oh look, they're posing for the camera. Sorry ladies, I never saw you until a moment ago. Well, I wasn't looking at you. And here's more strange roofs. Well, nothing adds up. And this is just down the street for that black and white building that I showed you earlier. I just don't understand all the different roofs. And there's the black and white building there. And there's more craziness with the roofs right up the street. And there's more floors below the street. and there's no date on this that I can discern, but I'm guessing it'll say 18 something. And the shop apparently was established in 1892. But this street got my attention for the chimneys, because they're pretty ornate for chimneys. And the strange thing about this is they're all different all the way down the street. Some don't seem to have chimneys, and this is pretty tall, built into the side of the house, and another one behind it. Dates are never right. And found this other old church, but this looks like an extension at the end. I've no idea why that would be. I don't know what that means in Welsh, but I don't know, it's like a church, a synagogue or something. And it's 1902. Right. I find this a bit strange here. The old wall. And it seems to be covering over the red brick. And there's red brick right up here. Oh. How'd that work then? And this is another old church, and it's still got some tech up on the roof. But this old church is now I think it's a block of luxury flats. And that was the old front door. Right. And this is another strange small building tucked away behind another building. And it also looks a bit strange in itself. And this is the Buckley Hotel in some other town. It could be a courthouse or post office or something. Oh, and this is a church that Julie had pointed out that I would find. And she had mentioned all the sandstone between the windows. It was different in each window. On the other side, same again, and look at the front. Bad damage there. Oh, I wonder when this was put in. Oh. Right. I don't know where that date comes from. But this here, this is dated in 1614. And I found that quite amusing, next to the no parking sign. No wonder there's a bylaw that horses don't count. And again, this is the building that was based on Buckingham Palace with a couple of bricked up windows, and more proof there's a floor below the street. Right, so this is one of the cruises you can go on, and I think it was Monday or Tuesday that Sandy and Kath went to it's called Puffin Island, and suggested I go on the boat to have a look. So looking at this gangway, I realised that there's no way that Ellen could join me, so reluctantly I went myself on a boat. So now that I had my bearings, I decided to go down myself the following day and do another walkabout and see what else I could find. And I also wanted a closer look at how you go off at the end of the pier. So that was the view you got for this building here. And tour guides will tell you that it's based on Buckingham Palace. Right. So I went for a closer look. But Julie had already pointed this out to me. The amount of pots. I mean, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 16 pots on that one chimney. Right, and that's double, that's double, and that's 10, that's 20, and there's another 20, and I think if you add them all together, that'd be like 170 chimney pots. Does that mean there's 175 places inside this building for air conditioning from way back in the day? So I went to have a closer look and see if there's anything below street level, and the clues are showing up right away. So why is that there? Why is there ventilation required, and why is there a big space? And why are there grills here? Obviously, there's a floor below street level. And just to confirm that, when you get to the corner, it becomes blatantly obvious. There's definitely a floor below street level. And there's another couple just to prove my point. This never gets explained as to why this happens. It's like ignored history. And back here, I've got a row of lock-ups now. Right. And here we've got another window that's been bricked up. And there's there. I don't see what's behind here or anything. Oh look, they're posing for the camera. Sorry ladies, I never saw you until a moment ago. Well, I wasn't looking at you. And here's more strange roofs where nothing adds up. And this is just down the street for that black and white building that I showed you earlier. I just don't understand all the different roofs. And there's the black and white building there. And there's more craziness with the roofs right up the street. And there's more floors below the street. And there's no date on this, but I can discern that I'm guessing it'll say 18 something. And the shop apparently was established in 1892. But this street got my attention for the chimneys, because they're pretty ornate for chimneys. And the strange thing about this is they're all different all the way down the street. Some don't seem to have chimneys, and this is pretty tall, built into the side of the house, and another one behind it. Dates are never right. And found this other old church, but this looks like an extension at the end. I've no idea why that would be. I don't know what that means in Welsh, but I don't know, it's like a church, a synagogue or something. And it's 1902. Right. I find this a bit strange here. The old wall. And it seems to be covering over the red brick. And there's red brick right up here. Oh. How'd that work then? And this is another old church, and it's still got some tech up on the roof. But this old church is now I think it's a block of luxury flats. And that was the old front door. Right. And this is another strange small building tucked away behind another building. And it also looks a bit strange in itself. And this is the Buckley Hotel in some other town. It could be a courthouse or post office or something. Oh, and this is a church that Julie had pointed out that I would find. And she mentioned all the sandstone between the windows. It was different in each window. On the other side, same again, and look at the front. A bit of damage there. Oh, I wonder when this was put in. Oh. Right. I don't know where that date comes from. But this here, this is dated in 1614. And I found that quite amusing, next to the no parking sign. I wonder if there's a bylaw that horses don't count. And again, this is the building that was based on Buckingham Palace with a couple of bricked up windows, and more proof there's a floor below the street. Right, so this is one of the cruises you can go on, and I think it was Monday or Tuesday that Sandy and Kath went to it's called Puffin Island, and suggested I go on the boat to have a look. So, looking at this gangway, realised that there's no way that Ellen could join me, so reluctantly I went myself on a boat.
There you go. That's it, guys.
Emergency for your boys.
The photograph is easier, you just switch you on and press the button and let it go.
Oh, is it switched on now?
Aye, it's recording.
Yeah.
Aye,
What's it recording?
it's recording fire. Everything we say. It's okay, but you won't hear nothing on it because I'd take any narration right off it anyway.
Oh, you can edit, take
just
it all
to
off.
take off at the start.
So that's what I'm doing, taking away any narration from the video. But what we were discussing was Sandy and Kath both said there were similarities between the way the logs were burning and what they had seen on Puffin Island, which is why I went on a boat trip. And I think the pilot does that at the start of the journey to see if anybody's afraid before he continues. And there is Puffin Island, where we're headed. So this is what we were talking about with the fire. The way it all breaks off in like squares and straight lines in between. There's a lot more to this island than Puffins. Oh, I've got more images. And look at the lines here. Yeah. I'd like somebody to tell me and explain how that would have happened with some kind of volcanic activity or something. That's what they came up with, some crap. Also on this island there are seals and this looks like broken wood. That's exactly what this looks like. That's exactly the way wood breaks down.
They start thinking about leaving the island with the little baby that they just made. That's their sole purpose for coming to Puffin Island, is to breed. So they're probably going to be here for about another 2 weeks. And when they do decide to leave, you'll see them usually the night before, big groups of water rafting together.
So we'll keep you Puffin Island. Let's see if we can see any puffins. Well, again, this looks like the way wood breaks down.
See there. Two little guys. Three little guys. I know. Oh, they're lovely, aren't they?
There you go. There's 2 puffins. Right. So now we're going on to the other side of the island. Again, there's a couple of puffins there as well. There's another puffin. And there's more. Wood breaking down. And this just looks like you'd find in a wood yard. Yeah. I don't know what that structure is, but apparently at one point there was an abbey or something, a monastery in top of this island. What else we got? What's the gulls? Oh, there's a seal. Another seal. I believe that's a cormorant. Another cormorant up there. I don't know what this looks. I thought this was a puffin, but the wings look incredibly long because puffins have short wings. I don't know. I don't know if that's a puffin, but I know that used to be wood. Take a close look in at this cave. What's that? That's nothing to do with the camera. That's inside there. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Could be camera flash. I'm confused. But this does look like camera flash down here. Right. And a whole bunch of cormorants. Another seal. Another one there. More cormorants. Another seal, there's another one in the water. Another couple here. Again, the wood. So, was Puffin Island at one time part of a tree? And a cormorant and a couple of seals. And there's a whole bunch of them. So, that was Puffin Island. This is on the other side. And this is what you see. This pebble beach. And then the stone changes colour. It's different from up there and down here. Oh, I don't know. So it's heading back. And put a lot of fun. That was my boat trip to Puffin Island. I did manage to look west across the Irish Sea, and as you can see the hot spot is, well, far from the horizon. And speaking of horizon, if this is land in the distance, then it has to be Ireland, which is, as the crow flies, about 60 miles from where I was standing. But this reminds me that while she was there, Audrey had some beautiful sunset shots, and I forgot to get her to send me a copy. Well, thanks for watching. Please comment.